Now the strength of the magnet is usually at their poles. There's an experiment given out here. It's being performed out here, and you can see some nails were taken and a magnet was brought closer. It might be any magnet, a bar magnet or a horseshoes one, and we find that most of the nails they are attracted at the poles. Thus we can conclude that poles magnetic strength at the poles are very strong. Now attraction and repulsion between the magnets. So usually whenever two magnets are brought together, before telling that, we should know one thing, that like charges repel and unlike charges attract. So whenever two magnets are brought close together, as you can see in the diagram, pole with same sides, red same side, when they are brought together, there is a repulsion between that. And if poles with different side are brought together, as you can see in the diagram, red and gray one, there is an attraction between the magnet. So magnetic test. Okay, now finding direction with a magnet. So usually it's a very old technique of finding direction. Usually you can see in some movies and all with the help of compass. Nowadays we don't see that because everyone has the GPS tracker in the phone, but in olden times they used to use compass, with the help of which they used to find the direction. Now the compass, it has a magnet inside it. Now how it is able to find direction is because Earth itself is a very big magnet, as you can see in the diagram. So if Earth is a magnet, then we can say that Earth also has two poles, that is North Pole and South Pole. So the North Pole and South Pole of an Earth, that means it will be acting just as same as that poles of the magnet. So whenever a magnet is brought closer, that means as you can see in the diagram out here, the south pole of the magnet will be attracting the north pole of the Earth, and the north pole of the magnet will be attracting the south pole of the Earth. So with this, the magnet, whenever it is being deflected, we see that one edge will be pointing the north side and the edge will be pointing the south side. So with the help of that, we will be able to find, because the pointer of the magnet, that means it might be north side, will always be attracting the south side. So with the help of this technique, we will be able to find the direction. Now you can see the diagram out here of the magnet. So magnetic compass, nowadays you don't see this kind of magnet, but in old times we used to see. Now this magnetic compass is nothing but a magnetized needle. Now magnetized needle means the needle out here which you see in the diagram, it's not exactly a magnet, but it is a substance which is being magnetized. So with the help of that, the needle will be acting as a magnet and it will be attracting the poles. Now how to make your own magnets? Now it's impossible to make a permanent magnet, but we can make a temporary magnet of ourselves. We just need to bring a small piece of iron, that can be any article, and a magnet need to be brought closer, or you can even rub the magnet on that article. After that, those substance will be acting as a temporary magnet, and they will also be attracting other articles made out of iron and all. So that's the technique. Okay, that's how we can make a magnet. And nowadays even you can use you can even produce magnetic effect with the help of passing electric current. Okay, so that's how you make a temporary magnet, by using a magnet or an original magnet, magnetizing an article. It can be done by just rubbing the magnet on the article, and with the help of that, the article will be behaving like a magnet for some period of time. And if not that way, you can even, by supplying electric current also, you can magnetize the article. Now some of the uses of magnet we have out here. First of all, it can be used in compass. Then it is used to pick up iron scrap, like in garbage, in big junkyards and all. They have big magnets, with the help of which they are able to take the magnetic article. It is also used in telephones, motor vehicles and all. Magnets are used in maglev trains. Maglev trains is a magnetic levitation. Maglev trains are based on the fact that poles repel to levitate or raise a train so that it does not touch the rail. This reduces friction and noise and allows train to run at very high speed. So this kind of train you might have seen in televisions and all, where they don't seem just like the normal trains which we have, which run on fire and steam, but it totally works on magnetic property. So you can just Google it and see how it looks like, the picture of maglev train. Then you have magnets are also used in videotape recorders, ATM cards, and all this substance, the daily use substance, you can use magnets in there. Now how to keep magnetization safe. Now magnetization is a property which can also be lost if we do not keep the substance properly. So one of the main reason how we can use magnetism is if we keep the magnet in fire. So if a fire comes in contact with magnet, it loses magnetic property. And next one is if we hammer the magnet, or if we hit with any hard substance, then also we will be losing the magnetic property. So magnetic property is also lost whenever we are keeping a magnet inside a wooden box. So I mean to say is, if the magnet they are not kept properly, then they can lose their magnetic property. So there is a technique with the help of which we should keep the magnet so that its magnetic property is not lost. While keeping a magnet in any substance, a hood should be placed out here, like in the diagram. A hood should be placed in between so that the magnet does not get damaged. And if you have a horseshoe substance, then you can keep a magnetic keeper like this, a yellow substance. If you have horseshoe magnet, you can keep magnetic keeper at the bottom. These pieces are usually made out of iron, and with the help of that you can prevent magnets from getting spoiled. So your electronic substance and computers also, they have some amounts of magnet inside it. So make sure that you don't bring any big magnets. They shouldn't be come in contact with this substance, otherwise it might get damaged. So with the help of this we finish the chapter. So I want my students to do question number 1, fill in the blanks, and question number 4, question number 3, 4 and 1. Thank you.